Our third dignitary is HE Dr. Desiree Richards from UK. Everyone, welcome Ma'am Desiree Richardson with a great round of applause. Now our fourth dignitary is Miss Ha Thai Nguyen Tu from Vietnam. Welcome, ma'am. Ha Thai Nguyen Tu with a chirping applause. Now our fifth dignitary, Miss Tran Thai Hue from Vietnam again. So everyone, welcome ma'am Tran Thai Hue with a charismatic applause. Now we have our sixth dignitary, Miss Laura Statue from Romania. So everybody welcome Ma'am Laura Statue with a bountiful claps. Now we have seventh dignitary, Dr. Kalpana Dikshit from India. Everyone welcome Ma'am Kalpana Dikshit with an energetic applause. Now we have eighth and the last dignitary for this webinar, Miss Liu Ju An from Vietnam again. So welcome Ma'am Liu Ju An with a roaring applause. We all know that Oasis aims at child-centered education. Every child is a genius at Oasis. You know that. In order to strengthen our motto, we are going to conduct this program with your stupendous support. So to begin this program, I would like to invite the moderator, Ms. Morina Sultana from Bangladesh, who is our present coordinator in our Oasis family. Please welcome teacher with a great round of applause to begin the program. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is a great moment for our Oasis public school and also for our educators, students, parents, and of course, for everyone who are watching us on live right now. We are on live. Can you please give a big round of applause for everyone who have joined from my side, from different countries, who have joined from Oasis Public School. I am really very much grateful to all our members. Thank you and thanks again. As you know that here we have the great leader, Dr. J.S. Karan Jogi, our honorable big master, who is a living legend, our founder, our chairman, and who is leading our nations and helping all of us to learn in every day. So here, without wasting any time, without further ado, let's welcome our first international speaker, all the way from United States of America. Here we have Tim J. Crockett. Can we please all welcome with a big round of applause? Tim Crockett, please unmute yourself and share your valuable speech. We are all waiting to welcome you. Connecting from India, Warangal, Deshaipat, Oasis Public School to USA. Here we have Tim J. Crockett from United States. Thank you all.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, first of all, I want to say good morning to everybody from the United States. Sorry about the lighting situation. I'm broadcasting live coming from my car because we're in between meeting areas, and it's 5:30 in the morning here, so it's just now starting to get light out. Okay, I was asked to come in and give a speech to you guys about becoming a future leader for for your industries and for your countries. And being a prior military myself, I started out at a very young age. I joined the Army when I was 17 years old, and got started my career actually when I first turned 18. So I kind of learned that the military kind of taught me a lot about leadership. The Army model, as what we call it, has what we call be, know, and do. And this kind of holds a very good special part, because this model has been in effect for over 200 years. So it's a way of being able to instruct people that has been time proven. And this is going all the way down from 4-star generals all the way down to the person just first joining in. Okay, when you discuss the be, know, and do model, the B part, this is about your character as a leader and foundation for your ability to lead. It gives you the courage to do what is right, regardless of the circumstances or consequences. And as part of the B, you should be aware of your personal core values as well as organizational values. As a command member of the United Forces International, we adopted the same values as the Army. Okay, sorry. Like I said, it's kind of early in the morning, so we've got to be kind of patient with me here. Okay, when I was explaining what the Army values are, and this, like I said, this is the same thing that we adopted for the United Forces International. On our values, the first is loyalty. You always have to be loyal to yourself, your family, your organization, and this is a good strong foundation as to who you are as a person and as a leader. Next comes duty, kind of self-explanatory on that one. This is what you do. Respect is always a big one, because this is who you are as a person. If you don't have respect, then you don't have a leadership ability. Selfless service, honor, integrity, and then personal courage. These are the last. And these kind of explain to on the B part is who you are and who you are to your employees or your organizational members, your staff. You have to be true to yourself, your employees, and your staff, because a lot of people, they can determine if the person is a fake, as we call them, and they don't hesitate to kind of call you out on it either. And what I always tell everybody when I first started is, to be a leader, you must first be a leader that you would want to follow. And what I mean by that is, are you a person of moral character that people can look up to and say, someday I want to be just like you? Well, I kind of look at it like, as a father, I always ask myself, is like, am I the type of personal role model that I would want for my children? And as a supervisor, that's kind of how we see a lot of our employees as, being the older person of one of the groups. Is I look at these people as like, these are my children, and it's my role and responsibility to make sure that they're taken care of. Okay, and the second part of the module is you always have to know. And to explain this one this is about the knowledge and skill set you need to be confident as a leader, and this covers 4 main areas. Interpersonal skills. This is how you deal with people and how you perceive yourself as how people can look at you. Conceptual skills. You always have to have the concepts as a foundation for what you can do and what you know. And that kind of breaks down into two more parts for technical skills and tactical skills. Technical skills is you have to know your job pretty much inside and out. And the way I always explain this when I give a lot of training from a lot of my staff members, employees, and other members is on the know part. Know your job, all aspects. And I mean, you have to be able to go into your job and look at it like, I know everything from the jobs that's required from a simple person just coming in to all the way up to what the president's of the organization's jobs would be. Knowing your employees. And I always take this one personal, is when your employees come in, you have to pretty much know everything about them. And this makes it personal for you and for them, because it's always a great thing when you can first walk in and you look at your employees or your staff members, and when you have a person that first walks in and they say, okay, well, who is this person? Like for us, when a person comes in, we know everything about them, their names, their birth dates, their family members. And it makes it real personal to a person when they first come in the morning time and you're just like, hey, John, how are you doing? How's the wife and the kids? I heard that little Bobby's got a birthday coming up. And it's like, what can we do for you to kind of make your day a little bit better? Is I want to give you the day off so you can go spend time with your family. And this makes it really personal for them, and it gives you a lot more respect within your company when people know that you care. And then you go further into this for like the know part, and for like the business professionals or for people that are head of organizations, when you first look at it, is for the type of work that you do, you have to know who your target audience is. And what I mean by target audience is who you address every day. And it can be like customers, it could be students, or it could just be like other companies. And then make sure that you know what their needs and wants are. Okay, and the third part of the leadership module is on the do part. And this is something that I always like to highlight to our guys, is leaders act. They bring everything together, and they are everything that they believe and everything that they know how to, and everything that they know how to do to provide purpose, direction, and motivation. And this involves the 3 leadership actions: is influencing, operating, and improving. Influencing is when sorry, I'm kind of losing my voice here. Okay, influencing is you want to make sure that you know that you will never do anything that you will not ask your employees to do, or your staff, or your students. And we call it leading by example. You do what it takes to succeed, but you do what is right all the time. And that falls into the operating part, is you're the one in charge. You have to be the one that says, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it. But in the same sense, what do we need is to be a lead by example person. One of the main things is you have to be a good, successful leader. And to do this, a lot of it takes communications. Leaders should always listen to their employees, because every employee every employee, member, or staff, student, they're an asset, and they should be looked as a value equal to the organization or your company, because everybody should have a voice. If I go into work in the morning time and I see somebody that's out in the hallways mopping, sweeping, or doing general cleaning, I'll even ask them, okay, what do you think we could do to make this organization better? And everybody's got ideas, and with these ideas, it could work maybe, or maybe not. But if you give the other people the opportunity to have a voice as to what happens or what can be done, then this builds the value for you and your organization. And for the be, know, and do, this, like I said, this has been a time-proven model for leadership that has been well in effect over 200 years. So it's definitely working, and it'll be around for a long time. And then the second part of the leadership models is what we call the 5 W's. And I don't know if you guys have the same thing in your countries, but we have this, and we ask the same thing for a lot of industrial leadership. The first one is so we call the 5 W's. It's the who, what, when, where, why, and then we kind of highlight afterwards into the how. Okay, for this, you should always ask yourself, who are you and what do you bring to the organization? This right here should be a good question that everybody should ask themselves every morning. And this is what's going to bring you value for your company. Because when you know who you are, what your roles are, and then what you can do for the organization, this right here will help you grow as a person, because it helps you develop more and more, and it'll show that you are doing what you need to do to make a successful organization or company. The second thing is, as a leader, we're in the process of service, where we as leaders, we should look at everybody like these are our customers. And customers literally could mean anybody, from your staff member, your students, organization, or people that's just visiting. And as customers, for the customer service aspects, we should look at it as, what do we need to do to make these people a success? And then you should also ask yourself is, who brings the most credit to your company or organization? And with this, as to who brings the credit, this right here, the answer should be everybody. Because everybody's got a voice, everybody's got an opinion. And when you use these opinions, then you're going to make your organization or your company the success it needs to be. Okay, the second part is the what. This is a non-ending question, because it's kind of like when you're talking to little kids. What's this? What's this? What's this? Well, when you're looking at it as a leader, there's always questions you can always ask yourself. Because like when I first started, I always asked myself, okay, what is the organization's mission? Okay, this right here should be the foundation as to what you do for the organization. If you know the organization's missions, then you can take that, you can run with it, and this right here will show that you have a goal, you have a purpose, and this is what your drive is going to be. Okay, another question is, what are your personal short-term and long-term goals as a leader? A short-term goal is what are you doing right now? And as a short-term goal, it could be, what is your goal to get through the day or get through the week? Long-term goals is, what's your projection for 5, 10, 15 years from now? And these goals should be something that's realistic and can easily be obtained. Not something that's going to be like, I'm going to go out and I'm going to solve world peace. But it should be something that you should be able to do, and your staff or your employees should be able to help you with. And I always use this as an example from like when I first started. When I first joined the Army, like I said, I was still in high school. I was still young. I was still learning up my way in life in the world. I came from a very bad family upbringing. And when I first got to basic training, our drill instructor had everybody sitting down, and he was explaining to everybody. He goes, explain who you are, why you joined the Army, and what is your goal in life. Well, when it was my turn, I got up. I said, my name is Jared Crockett. I'm from a small town in Kansas, and my goal in life is I want to change the world. Well, after everybody got done laughing, he goes, you know what? He goes, that sounds like a good idea. And I kind of looked at it as like, okay, well, he thinks this is a joke. 25 years later, I was back on one of the military bases, and I was up there for a doctor's appointment. I had my daughter with me, and we sat down in a cafeteria to have lunch. Well, I didn't realize it, but he was also up there at the same time. He came up behind me. He recognized me right offhand. And he goes, Mr. Crockett. And I turned around and was like, yes. It's like, do I know you? And he goes, I'm Drill Sergeant. And then he said his last name. And he goes, I got a question to ask you. He goes, did you change the world? And I looked at him, looked over at my daughter, and it's like, you know what? Yes, I did. It's like, during my time, I had been through, before I finally retired, I had already been through 18 states here in America and 35 countries. And I told him, like, the way that I look at it, it's like everything's done kind of like a pyramid. You're at the top and you're working your way down toward the bottom. If you can make a positive change to one person, and then that person can in turn make a positive change to another person, and then another person, and then another person, then you are achieving your goal at changing the world. And so we sat down and we had lunch together, and we recapped everything just like it was, from 25 years, just like it was yesterday. And now he looks at it and he goes, you know what? He goes, I became a teacher, and he goes, I remembered that speech that you gave 25 years ago. And he goes, and to this day, I still use that exact same speech to all of my students. It's being that positive change that the world needs. So that's going to be kind of like our challenge for you guys is, as future leaders, then what are you going to do, or how are you going to try to be that positive change that you need to be? And that brings to part of our next question is on the 5 W's is for where. Okay, the next one would be for where. Is where are you and where do you want to be in life? It's like, are you in that position where you are achieving your goals? And then next question is why? Why not? It's like, what's holding you back to the point where you can't be the one achieving your goals? And then the last question that always asked is, how are you going to achieve your goals, and how are you going to be that positive change? So as the future leaders of your country, your organizations, if you wake up and look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I am going to be the best I can be, or I can be a future leader, then go out there with that drive and you can do it. Nobody thought we'd have, females being in the Supreme Court. We didn't have, there's other countries that said we never had a female president, and now they do. You guys can be that future that you guys need, but you guys need to make sure that you guys have the drive to succeed and that drive to be that success. So with that concludes my portion. Is there any question that anybody might have for me?
Thank you so much for joining us for your viewing. Thank you so much for joining us from all the way, United States, from international speaker, Mr. Jared Crockett, Vice President, Chief of International Security, International United Forces International Organization India. He has shown us how can students be mindful and thinking, stay focused, and contribute to the society and to the country. We are all grateful to you, Mr. Jared Crockett from USA. We are so delighted to have you with us. So here we can see our big master is here, and we are so grateful to our big master for joining us. Though we know that he is very busy, and he is here. His presence means a lot. Thank you, big master, and thank you, Mr. Student. So here we have Dr. Richard from United Kingdom, founder of OHA, face of OHA, GOHA, and Women of Heart Foundation. Our topic is emotional intelligence and leadership skills goal setting. Here I welcome HE Dr. Desjeri Richardson, all the way from United Kingdom. Thank you so much for joining. Please share your views on emotional intelligence, goal setting, and leadership skills. Here we have H.E. Peterson. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow, what a great, awesome welcome by some amazing students. You should be proud of yourselves. You are all amazing. I'll be definitely putting on my camera after these beautiful messages that I want to leave with you today, and also to share with you on this journey to help you discover who you really are and who you want to be in the world. And always before I do my speeches, I always start off with this message. So please allow me to do this. My one wish is for you as students and students everywhere in the world to feel inclusive, empowered, and to be happy and educated, to live in a world where their dreams and aspirations are valued and they are given equal opportunities to broaden their horizons in an environment where their voices are heard and their opinions are cared for, appreciated, and respected, and where love, diversity, kindness, and peace can be radiated and felt through your existence and experience as students. Thank you to our excellent panel, also for our lovely speaker all the way from the USA. Thank you so much. And of course, to all of the educators, parents, and to you, the students, for once again, for your warm and heartfelt connection as part of this incredible international leadership and skill development program. Super excited to highlight the importance of emotional intelligence, goal setting, and leadership development skills, and to be part of this panel of leaders and educators from around the world. All my love to you, Monira Sultana, if I pronounce your name correctly. Thank you for extending this warm invitation, and I'm genuinely honored and exceptionally grateful to you for allowing me to speak to, the most outstanding students and remarkable guests. However, society educators and leaders that heed the best interests of their students' well-being and emotional intelligence create and secure a better future for the nation and the world at large. And it's an honor to entrust a brighter outlook to your students' development. So thank you all for doing this amazing job. Furthermore, providing the opportunity to share such knowledge, experience, and awareness of the significance of using research tools and methods to highlight the common goals of today's excellent ambition. Firstly, emotional intelligence is vital to instill in our children from an adolescent age. Yes, why? It empowers them to make better judgments. Once again, it empowers them to make better judgments and choices, become more responsible, embrace a healthier outlook on life later, and enhance their career and personal development. They become more empowered to work from a positive mindset and heart space rather than operating from the ego. They will learn and have the emotional intelligence to help them overcome challenges they might encounter on their life journey. They will learn how to practice empathy and to be considerate of others people's emotions. For them to be emotionally intelligent is to protect their feelings from being hurt and to practice empathy, which helps them understand how others might feel when they are also hurt. Lastly, just to name a few, they will become more self-aware and help create a balanced world where equality, equity, inclusion, and diversity are accepted and respected. Emotional intelligence awareness gives every student the confidence. You will set goal as a student. You will become a leader in your field. You will excel, you will achieve and make a difference in the world. You need emotional intelligence to set goals and develop leadership skills. To set these goals, you must be self-aware as a student and realistic about the goals and skills you need to develop to gain the outcome for your future endeavors. Goal setting, for an example, if you would like to become a speaker, for example, once again, what do you need to do? Emotion. To convey a message to an audience, to grasp their attention effectively. Emotional intelligence. Skill. You need to learn the necessary skills to do this. The power of communication. Research method is part of the goal setting. So in order to set these goals and to aspire them, you need to research on the tools and the skills that is needed to help you to achieve when you outset your goals. It will help if you had all of this information to support your set goals to become a speaker. So this is about setting your goals. And in order to set your goals, you must be emotionally intelligent. You will need leadership skills to achieve the goals you set. Emotional intelligence is the first powerful awareness tool for you as students. It is also crucial in today's shaping society. It's for everyone to be self-aware, not only students, but also educators, leaders, and parents, so that we all wisely manage our actions in society, increasing our well-being and our students' and children well-being, and becoming more self-aware of the thoughts we create. When you are self-aware of your thoughts, it will enable you to control your mindset to decrease stress and understand how to cope. Self-love is also crucial. It's a beautiful self-awareness tool to have. For you as a student at an early age to self-regulate and create long-lasting and healthy relationships along your path. And it's for us as educators and leaders to ensure that you have these skills and you are self-aware. To be empathetic and have the social skill and proficiency on understanding to help you empathize with others, set goals, achieve them, and become a leader and change maker. As an emotional intelligence student, you will understand how to be humbled, live in gratitude, and help others to become more self-aware and in control of their emotional intelligence. My general message to everyone: we are all leading the student in some shape or form, whether leading as parents, school principals, or educators. As leaders, we should continuously come together as a positive force of influence to create a substantial amount of awareness of emotional intelligence to leave a lengthy effect on transforming lives and the mindset of society, significantly the younger generation. Our world is moving swiftly, and we all need to be better informed. Therefore, it is pertinent to be better educated and self-aware of the significance of how emotional intelligence plays in our lives, explore the facts and critical components, and conclude to find solutions to help bring awareness to the world. Research has shown that some of the common issues in society are social anxiety, family problems, depression, being overwhelmed, low self-esteem, and relationship problems, such as certain aspects of emotional and intimate relationships. When our society is more empowered with emotional intelligence awareness, our families, homes, and children can become more resilient in choosing what to allow to manifest in their lives. However, we are now experiencing and living in crucial times. Our society needs to embrace and share more love, kindness, generosity, and harmony to become and overcome and break through any barriers of discrimination, overlook, feeling unworthy, and limiting beliefs. To all my beautiful students here, you are more than enough. You can achieve and you will achieve your heart desires in a world filled with endless possibilities and opportunities. Keep your head high, your eyes on the prize, because you are the prize. Take care of your emotional intelligence, set your goals, become the leader. My message for everyone: I strongly encourage you to continue on this journey to heal the world and break the ice into better working relationship among us as leaders, teachers, and citizens. Everyone is generally in favor of supporting each other from an authentic space in your hearts and sharing more love and admiration towards each other, where there's no envy but compassion and inspiration to do more. In my last words today, when we come together, we are magical. Let's continue to show a beacon of hope for diversity so that we all be considerate, patient, and charitable, so that we set an example for the future generation where every young child feels safe, protected, and where every human being deserves a chance to inspire the world. Some are so deserving, and all are, and should not feel insufficient, but valued and loved. I want to end by saying this: Let's put love in all we do. When love wins, the world wins. Thank you. Thank you so much.
On YouTube. And here from India, our teachers we are working from your public school. We are delighted to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I can't hear very well, but thank you all for having me. It's a beautiful day to, to come together to empower the world through education and to support our next generation to, to improve their daily living and to enhance the world to be more greater. And, if each of us play a role, then we will help the world to achieve where we need to be, especially in these crucial times. So thank you once again for having me. All my love to all of you. And thank you to all the speakers as well and educators. Thank you.
Warm greeting, my dearest guest teachers from Finland. You have delivered such a great knowledge, and we are really very much happy and feeling lucky to have you with us. So, as you can see, our great leader, our leading leader and founder, chairman, founding guru, Dr. J.S. Paranjoti, big master, he is with us. We are proud of you, big master. We are so lucky to have you join our session. My name is Persuasive. Behind Dr. Malcolm here. Our first of today's program is visible. Thank you, Dr. Malcolm, for making our program visible behind your screen. And that should be a way in every area running our big master. And we are so proud of you. Our beautiful master.
Chẳng nghe gì đâu Tươi, bật lên.
Miss Frankie, you from Vietnam, English teacher, backup practice here and deliver our ministries all
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the wonderful Missy Morika. Thank you so much. Welcome. I need the host for sharing my topic. Can you make for my house? Thank you. Sao nhận hot? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Chian Thị Huệ. I'm 14 years old. I'm a lead teacher at Bắc Cương Primary School in Vietnam. It's in north in Lao Cai. It's in north of Vietnam. So today I'm so happy to be here. I want to share with you about my topics is stress management. And first, Do you know everybody you can get stress management every time and everywhere. So I think it is problems is very serious for people in this country. The first of you, I would like to say about the concept of management. Sorry, the concepts of stress management. So stress management is a range of techniques and philosophical theory aims at measuring a person's stress levels. So it's stress. Let's talk about stress. So the first stress is how in our body respond to resource many different situations in our life. Even can cause stress. It is often triggered when we experience something new and it's unexpected and thus threatening and seen self. And when we feel we have little control over your situation. So I have stress mental. So we tend to think of stress and an uncountable over is mental. And no matter how we try to control it. In life, we often face stress at the age, anytime and everywhere, in subject and the habit. And this further from the work and society and resources from the family are important keyword and health issues. So I have a big question for you. And are you are good stress managers? Would you like to do for situation here? For example, you are in a hurry because it's time to go to work, but you're asked to follow and cry. It's A. You will be angry screaming. It's B. You are ignored it and go to work. And C. You keep silent and take a deep breath and calm down and problem solving. And example 2, I have studied very hard to prepare for IELTS speaking test. But we went into the exams from you are very nervous and afraid in front of the it's my name and Ace. You will be from the competition. As B, you will take a deep breath and relax out your body. And C, you will call someone. And example 3, you want your student to complete science project and once a week. So, but your student did not complete the plans and you ask for the time. It's A, you will learn the reasons for the not completing. As B, you will deprive student very strictly. And C, you will get angry and give student bad grade or bad mark. Are you a good manager? So I saw you so how often to manage stress well in your life and work. So here is the table stress day to-do list. And there's many ways to people manage stress and reduce the over stress day to day in activity. And with the price of the work on home, MEs are as well underrated. It's a technology still wanting to have us time to connect with around it. And our life and feels overwhelming and stressful at time. And keep the first one is keep a positive attitude. Positive thing is even that's a personal choice. It's very ways life. The most optimistic are you, the happier will be. Your throw is effect is very aspect your life, including your body and health. The second, practice deep breathing. The deep breathing is a great way to reduce the aggression for your sympathetic nervous system, and which the controls will respond to perceived threats and deep breath and taking into the count of the 5 seconds, hold for 2 seconds, release to account for 5 seconds. You can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which will never reveal the over stress and anxiety you may be experiencing. The main thing physical exercise good nutrient is very important for balance for the health lifestyles. Physical exercise and nutrient and 2 important components in how to respond to can be health and vice versa. Physical exercise is proven to be a great stress reliever and also have to improve the overall quality of life. Nutrients is important as stress to deplete certain vitamins such as A, B complex, C, E. Is maintaining porous nutrients not only helps your body feel better, your mind as well, as also you better calm stress. And the first, and many social media time. Spending time on social media can become so stressful. It's not only about the mind see on them, but also with the time you are spending on the social media mind, the best friends enjoy the visiting with friends, being outside, enjoy the weather, or reading great book, a wonderful book. And the last one, you can connect with the other, connect with the people, it can human and our soul being. You need to have connection with people to feel the supported. Finding in sign of communities, whether at work, with our religious and organization and all, and through sales activity. So, and stress management is a quiet skill can you learn and you make your life, and a bit less never working you're enjoyable. What should you do to manage stress? And the first one, and set appropriate learning goals. And the second, organize your study time appropriately. And next, we are attention to nutrients and get enough sleep. And as you sports exercise every day, and practice breathing to relieve stress. Listen to music and use social media really. So in the end, I would like to talk about the effect stress medicines help you break the whole stress have on your life. You can be happier, healthier, and more productive. So at last, one thing I wish you that you don't forget to study and develop yourself every day. You will success and what you want to try. That's thank you so much for all of you. Thank you, lovely. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Thank you, Missy Marina, and love all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, what a great presentation. Miss Frankie, you from Vietnam English teacher, Local Primary School, now and from very much. Teachers have built practice school because Vietnam. Teachers have lecture on negotiation skills. Getting more than our great teacher So from Vietnam. Big round of applause for our Vietnam teacher. Yes, please share your great knowledge and please share that. And here we can see our big master leader one more time. We are really delighted and very happy to have you, our big master. Thank you so much. Please look on over to you, connecting from Oasis Public School, India.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Yes, Ms. Logo, please carry on. We can hear you.
Yes, I'm ready now. A big hello from Vietnam to all of you. All the students, love you so much and have a good time together. So I have something to share. Can you make me co-host, please?
You are to Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, I will start now. Before starting my part, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Liu Tử Anh, and I'm an English teacher at Tham Duong Primary School in Lao Cai City, in the North Vietnam. I'm also a writer, and I'm also a career counseling. And today, I come with you with the subject, negotiation skills. After this, you will answer the question, what are negotiation skills? Are you a good negotiator? And what are the basic skills for successful negotiations? And how should you practice your negotiation skill? Okay, so are you ready to start? First of all, let's come to the concept of negotiations. Negotiation is the process of communication between parties through the exchange of information and persuasion in order to reach agreement. Different issues between them have shared an antagonistic interest. Okay, and negotiation skills. You can see negotiation skills are the use of own ability and quality to help two or more people, groups, or parties reach an agreement. And this is a soft skill that is very focused on cultivating because the scope of application in life is very large. We all have been, are, and will be going through negotiation with friends, family members, relatives, and partners. Negotiation skills are combinations of many abilities, such as flexible communication, effective persuasion, set a reasonable plan, make a strategy for scientific implementations. A big question is, are you a good negotiator? This question is for all of you. So I will have some situations. What would you do in the following situations? Situation 1, you have a draw glass and you forgot to bring the color box.
How will you negotiate with your table mate to share his or her color box? And situation 2, you want your child to wear a tracksuit to school because there is a PE class at school today, while your child wants to wear her new dress. How would you negotiate with your daughters? And this situation also is you are the children and you want to wear the suitable or the interesting dress for today, but your mother asks you to wear another kind. And so how would you negotiate with the parents? The situation 3, you are a teacher, yes, and you want your student to do a project assignment about vacation, but your student just want to enjoy the vacation without doing anything. So how will you negotiate with your student? That's all the situation you will expose daily in daily life. And let's take a look back. All of you, let's take a look back. Do you often negotiate successfully or regret when things don't go on your way? Let's see. And no worries. Here I will have some tips for you. The first of all, to be a good negotiator, you should follow some tips. Number 1, your purpose persuades negotiation skill. Just tell you that focus on your goal and don't move away from your goal. Remember. The second one, to be honest and direct. You know, when you're negotiating, don't pretend. It would be unbelievable if you make all the easy concessions. And if you try to say something like, everyone will recognize this. And don't misrepresent your terms. Everyone can easily spot your lies. Remember. And another thing to remember in this part is show your own problems. The thing you have to do it. Remember this. And the third one, relationship building. Improve persuasive negotiation skill. Relationship building is an important negotiation strategy. You can always generate some goodwill by giving them a sincere compliment. Say something from your heart. To make your relationship to be good and lasting, sharing is essential. Let's share toys by playing a game together. All children need to learn sharing from a very young age to reduce conflict between them. And number 4 is active listening. Are you an active listening person? You might think that's good. Negotiators spend most of the conversation, but it's the opposite. They spend most of their time asking questions and listening because, you know, listening builds trust and rapport, and it helps the negotiators gather information. So by listening, you gather all good information. Number 5 is stay calm. The secret to improve persuasive negotiation skill. If you want to negotiate well, you have to know how to stay calm. Give time to re-evaluate the situation to choose the best response. Without self-control, it will be difficult for you to make any correct decision. Parents who want to teach their children how to stay calm, they must set an example and often tell children the benefits of this. Number 6, build confidence. Are you a confident person? The best negotiators in the world are usually confident in what they do. If they fail, they will quickly overcome and move on to the next challenge. Praise your children. Praise your child when he or she completes chores schoolwork. Even if the achievement seems small, children will feel encouraged. This helps children to be confident when negotiating and always have confidence in their decisions. So build confidence is very, very, very important part. So can you say that? I'm confident in everything I do. And number 7, remember, it's very important. Mistakes are a part of life. Why I say that? Because I can learn from my mistake. Early on realizing that mistakes are a part of life, it's easier to learn how to bounce back from failure. In the end, persuasive negotiation skills will never be easy. With these 7 techniques, however, you will have a much better chance of going out on the best possible terms for everyone involved. And one last thing I wish for all of you, that's be a great negotiators. Make peace negotiations that all have interest in them. And don't forget to study and develop yourself every day. You will succeed at what you try. Remember, attitude, behaviors, and process always go together. Wishing all students, parents, teachers, and participants a wonderful experience and meaningful lesson through these programs. Once again, on behalf of all students from Vietnam, I would like to say hello to all of you, to all students, and I would like to say thank you, Monina, to run these programs. Thank you all of you, and goodbye. Thank you.
Open your video, open your microphone, unmute yourself, and we're going to share your presentation. Yeah, students, we can say one more time. Who has my honest request, we want to get you in our daily lesson plan, in our daily everyday classroom. Are you agree? You have to come and share your lesson with our students every day on a regular basis. Thank you. So, Miss Laura Stansino, opening your presentation, sharing your great knowledge.
Greetings from Romania. Hello. Hello, Mrs. Monira, and thank you for giving me this great opportunity. Could you please? Yes. It's an honor to be.
Please carry on. Thank
And
you.
the topic I have chosen for today is emotional intelligence for lives in the lives. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Audible. You are audible.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in the lives of people in general, but it also has a very important role for teachers and students alike. Next slide. Next slide, please. Mrs. Monira, could you move to the next slide? I asked Mrs. Monira to change the slides for me. So this so the next slide, please. Hello? Have I lost connection? Could you move to the next slide, please?
Yes. So the next slide, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Why do we need it? Why is it so important in our lives for our well-being in general? Emotional intelligence is a complex process involving the ability to perceive, to understand, to control, and evaluate emotions. People with high emotional intelligence will recognize their own emotions and the emotions of those which are around them. They will use emotional intelligence to guide thinking and behavior and discern between different feelings and label them in an appropriate way. People with high emotional intelligence will adjust their emotion in order to adapt to their environment. And for students, this would mean the difference between failure and success, because we all know how emotions can affect our lives. Emotional intelligence addresses dimensions of intelligence. It deals with perceiving emotions, understanding emotions, managing and using emotions for our benefit. It is an essential part of the whole person. Intelligence is important, but emotional intelligence is also important. Next slide.
No, battery low na.
In a group of students, for example, it is important to be able to recognize the dynamics of the group, to be able to fit in, and be able to adapt to to the others, to what the others are feeling, and to integrate in the group. Emotional intelligence means to be patient, to be stable, and to have a predictable behavior. It means to be consistent and to be a good listener. And for students, it's very important. People with low emotional intelligence are resistive, passive, unresponsive, slow, and stubborn. Our emotions we need to promote an optimistic point of view. We need to react by processing our feelings, and we need to be emotionally resilient. And we know that after this time of pandemic, students needed this more than ever. They needed emotional resilience. They needed to regulate their emotion in such a way as to allow them to be safe to be safe mentally, to be able to move on and do the best they can. If we cannot control our if we aren't emotionally intelligent, we will have negative feelings which will dominate our life. We will react to hurt with physical violence and carry grudges and be unforgiving. Next, please. For students, it is very important, as well as for teachers. Teachers need to be emotionally intelligent in order to understand the students, to understand what they need and how they can be empowered and motivated to do their best in their lives as students. High emotional intelligence means accepting the self and accepting others, means communicating in an assertive way and displaying empathy. Students with low emotional intelligence will not be able to accept their own person and to accept others. They will use passive or aggressive communication, and they will lack empathy. And as teachers, we have the mission to shape the way the students develop, the way they develop their personality, and the way they will become the citizens of tomorrow. Next, please. When teachers are emotionally intelligent, it means they have an open mind as well as an open heart. And these are both important. We need intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligence. We need self-awareness, self-management, and self-performance. Our work, our behavior, and emotions will be affected if we are aware of our own self. We will awareness. Self-management, if we can be aware of our own performances at work, we will also be able to perceive and to encourage other people's performance. And this is what teachers need to do. They need to encourage their students to find the best in them, to find what they can do better and support them in everything they do, so that they will become the great leaders of tomorrow. Next slide, please. How can we improve our emotional intelligence? Regular intelligence can be used, our IQ can be improved by doing exercises to improve our intelligence. And so intelligence in a general sense is the ability to learn new concepts and apply your knowledge in order to solve problems. And in the same way, emotional intelligence is similar. It is the ability to learn about yourself, to apply that wisdom to the world around you. We need self-awareness, empathy, motivation, self-regulation, and social skills. All these are part of emotional intelligence. Next, please. There are many techniques that teachers can use in order to help their students to improve their emotional intelligence. To teach them to be more tolerant, more empathic, and to care more about the others. This is a quote that I really like, and it says that emotional intelligence, more than any other factor, more than IQ or expertise, accounts for 85% to 90% of success at work. IQ is a threshold competence. You need it, but it doesn't make you a star. Emotional intelligence can make you a star, can help you succeed in life. Next, please. So can emotional intelligence make us better teachers? Can it improve our qualities? Can it create a better connection with our work and with our students? And the answer is definitely yes. Next, please. Teachers can connect with learners beyond transmissions of ideas and facts, thereby transforming the experience. Not using emotional intelligence diminishes the value of subject knowledge and learning and teaching methods. Teacher preparation programs need to support teacher candidates by scaffolding the reflective abilities surrounding emotional intelligence and by providing sufficient time within curriculum to infuse this process. We need to teach the future teachers to be emotionally intelligent, to try to see the world through the eyes of their students, to try to understand their emotion and to support them. As I've said before, to keep an open heart as well as an open mind. Next, please. Teachers can create an effective learning classroom by their sheer will and motivation to make their students more aware in various subjects and skills. Highly emotional intelligence teachers tend to motivate their students better and understand their students' behavioral and psychological well-being. They can also be more sensitive towards their students. A disruptive behavior, academic performance, and relationship management. They can handle and deal with various issues that children are facing in a better way. Self-regulation is an important aspect of emotional intelligence. Thus, a more self-aware teacher can manage her children more successfully. Today, children too have many age-related issues at home or at school. Thus, it is important for the child to show confidence in the teacher also. A good and an emotionally intelligent teacher will not only be self-aware, but also show empathy towards children, parents, and peers. Today, what children need is someone who understands their feelings and emotions, guides them, and does not judge in any way. Thus, show by the teacher makes a positive and an everlasting impact on a student's mind. Empathy is what we need. Empathy is the key that helps us build the bridge between us and the students, and between students and their peers. Next, please. For academic excellence, teachers need to understand the difference between cognitive and emotional intelligence, but they must focus on emotional literacy of their students. Emotional intelligence teachers show care for the students. They create an emotional climate in the classroom that develops the students' learning environment and helps the teacher to become more effective to ensure academic achievement. It has been shown that the teacher's emotional intelligence affects the comfort level, the self-efficiency, the job satisfaction level, and enhances social relationships with students. As a result, emotional intelligence directly affects the learning and teaching process. Next, please. Next, please. And through many exercises and different techniques, we can help students become more emotionally intelligent. And working on classroom emotion has become intentional positive growth and for a positive academic achievement. It is hoped that the successful teachers have high levels of emotional competence. Emotional intelligence forecasts positive and successful results in all fields of life and consequently dominates all fields of education. Teachers need to be trained in emotional intelligence to manage their own emotions for helping students. This makes emotional intelligence important for both teachers and students. Next, please. There are some basic skills that emotionally intelligent people have. And these are self-knowledge, knowing one's emotions and the relationship they have with our thoughts and actions. And this will allow us to be more self-aware, the way we know how emotions affect our behavior. Emotional control allows us to dominate the impulsiveness that may arise. The ability to motivate helps teachers understand how to motivate themselves, and this allows them to motivate their students in turn. Empathy is one of the most essential things because it helps teachers communicate with students and understand them. Because maybe that student who doesn't, or parents divorce, or maybe his why they don't pay attention, we need the world through the student's eyes. They make it possible to interact in effective ways, not authoritative. Next, please. There are ways we can help students to develop their emotional intelligence. For example, the emotional intelligence games to help develop empathy through illustrations of social situations that show complex emotions. Problem-solving games to take a deep breath, to think of plans, and then try them out. Role-play games helps recognizing feelings and emotions and how they are shown. And this also helps us to label emotions, to know how to put into words the things that we are feeling. Emotional intelligence means to be empathic, to give motivation, to be open-minded, tolerant, to be an inspiring teacher, to be optimistic, to pay attention to non-verbal signs. We need awareness, to always be aware of our environment and how it affects us, and to always learn. This is what emotional intelligence is. And we need emotional intelligence in order to motivate the generation of tomorrow to be more resilient, to be more tolerant, more empathic, and to show care for the others and care for the environment. We need the planet, we need to teach them how to be better people and how to build a good society. And I would like to end with a quote. It is very important to understand that emotional intelligence is not the opposite of intelligence. It is not the triumph of the heart overhead. It is the unique intersection of both. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. Thank you, Monira ma'am. And congratulations to all the speakers.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sergio, who have joined from Romania. Thank you, our Sergio from Germany. Oasis people, how are you today? I can see you from Germany. You are muted. Can you please unmute your microphone?
Yes. Hello, my dear friends. Hello, greetings. My warmest hugs and greetings from Germany and from Belarus, as I was born in Belarus.
Thank you, and thanks all of our great leaders. I can see Mr. Jane Crockett from America, AC Dr. Des Richardson from UK, Oksana Sivan from Germany, and Mrs. Stelzio has delivered our great lesson just from Romania, Ms. Krati from Vietnam, Ms. Lutu and from Vietnam. And Hearty with Dr. Kalpana Dixit, Mr. Avinash, and of course our big master and future leaders of Oasis Public School are also visible on the great screen. Thanks. So here we are moving to Miss Hearty Nguyen from Vietnam, teacher, Lakeway, Dong Junior High School, English language proficiency skills for teachers and students will be our topic. Can we give a big round of applause? Miss Hearty Nguyen from Vietnam. Welcome you all the way from Vietnam. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Also, Stephen, thanks a lot for joining from Germany.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me. Indeed, a wonderful meeting. And I would like to send my love to all the speakers, educators, and all students from India. I am very happy to join this amazing meetings about education. And okay, because the time limitation, so I would like to make my presentation, okay, in maybe 5 minutes. So I hope all of you will enjoy my presentation. And now I would like to share screen my presentation. Okay, can you give me the hold, please? Okay, please wait me a moment. Okay.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear. I have to go. Please go on. Share your screen, please.
Okay, so now I would like to share my screen. Okay, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Hà Thị Huyền Tu. I come from Vietnam again. So I'm going to talk about this elite proficiency skill for teachers and students. All of it is my experience of elite teaching language. So, okay, I hope it's useful for the teachers and also the students. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I would like to mention what is the language proficiencies. English language proficiencies means the full command of language skills, including proficiencies in listening, speaking, reading, and writing of the English language. And the use of proficiencies is always the forefront for the language teachers. Okay, so how can the teachers help their students to be proficiency in language? I think teaching like other profession is an artistic and it necessitates knowledge of its subjects, proper implementation method, opening to new teaching approaches and patience. It's crucial to lay the groundwork for any language for it to flourish. Learning a new language such as English necessitates knowledge of grammars, sentence articulation, and proper word enunciation. It is equally important to maintain an environment suitable for boosting performance while among the candidates. There are numerous English teaching methods available to lay a solid foundation for learning and the language. Now I'm going to share some way of teaching English. As an English teacher, we need a certain level of proficiencies in the language to teach, so it can serve as models for our students and provide them with a valuable language input that it can help them to improve every day. So as a teaching language teachers, first of all, I think it's connect with the student. It is very important, and if you know about the student background, their emotion, also their thought or thinking. And the second one should be create a shared learning environment. I think it's very important, and if you create a shared environment for students, when they feel ready and comfortable to have, it will encourage them to study a lot. Okay. And the third one is establish routines. Okay, it's very important, especially for people who are teaching language. Okay, and the last one is speak slowly and enunciate words. I think it's very important for students can understand what we are saying and what we are doing. So help them to easily follow what you are doing. Okay. Furthermore, you should motivate their learning. So how can we do it as an English teachers? So I often have a relaxed days, for example, tell them an attractive story. I ask them to say their thoughts and their feelings. And the last one is patiently stay closer and be friends with them. when close with the student, so we can teach them everything they want. Okay, and also improve their communication skill. Like we often hold a meeting like meeting day or some event like that. We hold an outside club where there are many foreigners, and it helped my student talk a lot and also challenge them to talk and make questions with English speaker, them to move their speaking skill, also listening skill. Okay, so what are the key for, so how can students to be good at using English language? Okay, so I have some advice for them. Like, first of all, I would like to introduce making a visual, incorporate technology and check for understand your nonverbal communication. Practice differentiated teaching strategies. Okay, and we also learned about the student cultural background. I think they are very important if you want to, they learn a new language like English. Okay. So now I want to mention to the learning process. If students want to be a proficiency in learning language, they must be pay attention to the lesson. It can help them to comprehend the lesson a lot. Okay, and note adequately. Because I think it can help them to check information they need every time. It also helps them to remember, okay, all the new words, also the information they have learned. Also, they have to practice hard. We have an idiom practice make perfect. So I think practice can help them to enhance every skill, like writing, listening, reading, and writing. Okay. And what is next? You know, now we're living in this of 4.0 digital technology. So we have a huge digital resources for students, so they can learn a lot from these resources. There are a wide range of websites and useful games about English for students. Help them to improve skill. Okay, so and the student want to be good at learning language, you should share good friend, teachers, and tutor about what they want to improve and how. If they need some advice from the friends and teachers, they need to share with them. Okay, and now, so what are the benefits if you be good, if you are proficiencies in English language? First of all, you have more chance in job, workplace, salaries. Also, we will have priority. You can access to Persuasive technology and sustainable riches. Okay. So we have we also enhance self-confidence, like travel to different areas, building relationships, communicate with foreigners, and open up a world of entertainment, and also cultivate knowledge about the world. You know, English language will proficiencies in language will allow you to communicate effectively with a person from all over the world, making traveling a lot easier and helping you to learn more about different cultures. The importance of English language proficiency can be seen in almost every aspect of our life. Okay, that's all about my presentation, and thank you very much all of them as my own experience of teachings and teaching my students. So thank you very much for listening and your attention. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot for joining Dr. Here is such super fun. Students deliver our programs on quality education SDG4. Dr. Kalpana, can you please unmute your microphone? I can see still our great poster at our big master photo on your mind. Thank you, Dr. Kalpana. For quality education. Dr. Kalpana, requesting unmute yourself. Requesting to unmute your microphone. Thank you.
Yes, I am here. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Kalpana Dikshit from India. Thank you, Dr. Jayesh, Karan, Jyoti sir, for this wonderful opportunity, and all the wonderful teacher speakers and chief proctors. You all are here. I am really feel humble and proud to see all of you here. Today's my topic is quality education SDG 4. As you know, everyone has heard that quality education is the most prime concern of present education system. We have to give proper input. We have to enhance the quality of the education by different teaching methodology and approach. And we have to do this education system in a sustainable manner. This is very important. So sustainable education actually has been launched by the United Nations in 2015 with the 17 goals, and education is the goal 4. So today I will discuss here with you all, the teacher, students, and speaker about the SDG 4. So can I share my screen, please? I just want to share my screen. Can I share my screen? Yes.
నీకు సంబంధించింది కాదు ఒక్కసారి ఒక స్టడీకి సంబంధించి
Is my screen to visible to you all? Hello? Hello? My screen is visible to you all?
Kalpana ji, your
Yes.
screen is not visible. Now it is.
This is my screen, sir.
Yes, now it is visible, please.
It is visible. Okay. Okay, so this is quality sustainable education. This is the concept number 4 of all the education goals. Why we require this? We are required this because we have adult literacy rate comparatively very low. In this data, we have seen 74.4% adult literacy, and in rural area, this is 68.91. And the global literacy rate is 86.2% and 63.67%. And the people with disability are literate 55%. So this is the data. This is the data that can show that actually we are trying to be sustainable in education with a sustainable manner. But still we have to run more. So there are 8 targets of the Sustainable Development Goals. Target 4.1, free primary and secondary education. Target 4.2, equal access to quality pre-primary education. Target 4.3, equal access to affordable technical education. And the next targets are there. Target 4.4, increase the number of pupils with relevant skill for financial success. Target 4.4, eliminate all the discrimination in education. And target 4.6, universal literacy and numeracy. Target 4.7, education for sustainable development. These are the all targets of quality education. And there are three more targets, 4A, 4B, and 4C. These include build and upgrade inclusive and safe schools, expand higher education, scholarship for developing countries, and increase supply of qualified teachers in developing countries. So this is the basic concept of sustainable education goal, quality education course. Here I would like to say what is the big concept of and basic concept of ESD. It is inclusive. How it is inclusive? It has many more components in this ESD, Education for Sustainable Development. It is comprehensive because of environment, cultural diversity, world heritage, cultural preparedness, international understanding, peace, human rights, gender equality, welfare, sustainable production and consumption, other related fields, biodiversity, oceans, disaster risk reduction, climate change, and energy. So there are many concepts. The four basic pillars of sustainability. What are they? They are social, human, economic, and environmental. ESD education for sustainable development is a concept which was first proposed by the Japan in 2002 World Summit on Sustainable Development. The UNESCO has since taking the lead in global efforts based on the global framework in UN Decade of Education for Sustainable Development, DESD 2.5 2014 adopted at the 56th of the session of the Global Action Program on Education for Sustainable Development, ESD GAP 2015 to 2019 adopted at the 37th UNESCO General Conference. So this is the basic and historical introduction. Now I would like to start my slideshow from the current slide. You can see the speaker view also. Quality sustainable education. ESD learning performance framework as the means for interconnecting, provide a basis for setting measurable quality targets, and post 2015 sustainable development agenda. These all are inclusive in this ESD. Education for sustainable development plus quality education. They are combinedly make the ESD, and quality education for sustainable development bring all the changes in the education and all the assessment, quality, assurance, all and everything with sustainable manner. So they are included. Sustainable development goal 4 ensuring inclusive, this is very important, inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all. This goal ensures that girls and boys complete free primary and secondary schooling by 2030. The ESD learning, what are it? Progressive pedagogies, cooperative learning relationships, framework of understanding and worldview, and sustainability competencies. So these are the educational content and this is the learning process. With the composition of educational content and learning process, we can make a sustainable quality education. We should develop the capacity of knowledge, skill, value, and traditionally related to when discussing the content of ESD. We can adopt many theory and apply many theories and learning and teaching methods that are used to ground the entire instruction and teaching of ESD. All the teacher must know what are the basic concepts of ESD and how to implement in their classroom. They must know what are the knowledge base of ESD and they must be aware about the sustainable competency with progressive pedagogy. They have to adopt cooperative learning relationship also. and they have to understand the framework of worldwide sustainable education. So this is the way. And the thing is that knowledge, skill, and value. What we have to develop, what we want to develop in this sustainable education. Knowledge, under knowledge section, we are developed the knowledge about climate change, disaster risk reduction, sustainable consumption, protection of education, indigenous knowledge, and all that. Under the skill, we can develop critical and complex thinking, seeking alternative solutions, real-world problem solving, future mindedness, and other skills also. And under value concept, we can generate the value of respect, care, and empathy. We can generate the value of charity, social, and economic justice. We can develop the value of citizenship and stewardship, and we can empowerment and motivation, develop the value of empowerment, motivation, commitment, cooperation, and compensation. So there are many value, skills, and knowledge components are there. This is very much important for the teacher. What are the educational objectives? The target actors are teacher, educator, practitioner of ESD at all level of education. And of course, the educational leaders also, principals, directors, chairmen, all the things. And relevance of objective for achieving quality education. Teacher competency building through training on pedagogy and learning methodology, including holistic or interdisciplinary teaching perspective, is a critical component of quality education. Then main LP element and relation to the objective. Progressive pedagogy is very much important. You have to convert yourself in digital teacher. You have to adopt the digital competency in day-to-day schooling. And you have to equip your teachers on the formulation of appropriate content and use of progressive teaching and learning approaches, and will contribute to improvement in teaching. Then what is challenging now? How to implement and how to overcome the challenge? The most important challenge. The world is facing a variety of problems caused by human development activities such as climate change, biodiversity, and loses resource depletion and the expansion of poverty. So these are things we have to maintain, we have to regulate through education. That is why we require the ESD for quality education. We have to include all these components in our regular teaching, learning, and practical competencies. And ESD comprises learning and educational activities that aim to develop alternative values and transformative actions that lead to problem solving and to realize a sustainable society by taking the initiative. Now, ESG is education that fosters the builder of a sustainable society. ESG is positioned as a target 4.7. How sustainability, human rights, gender equality, promotion of a culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship, and appreciation of cultural diversity and of culture is contribution to sustainable development. This is the roadmap. Advancing policy, transforming learning environment, building capacity of educators, empowering and mobilizing youth. 6 key areas of implementation. I'm moving just fast. Harnessing the partnership and collaboration, communicating for action, tracking issue and trends, evidence-based progressive review, mobilizing resources, monitoring progress, the main advances from the gap that were called further, and emphasis on education is role for the 17 SDGs. A focus on the book, big transformation towards sustainable development, and an emphasis on UNESCO member state leadership. Now, what we can do other things? What are the concepts of sustainable society building? We have to develop this concept among our teachers, among our students. We have to build a sustainable society. How we can do this? Diversity, interdependence, limitation, fairness, cooperation, responsibility. We have to inculcate all these value and concepts in our regular day-to-day teaching and curriculum. And what are the 7 competencies required for this ESD? Ability to think critically, ability to plan with anticipation of a future scenario, and ability to think in multidimensional and integrative ways, ability to communicate, ability to cooperate with others, and attitude to respect, relation, and connection, and attitude to participate proactively. In order to promote ESD effectively, it is very important that the implementation of ESD is positioned in the school management strategy. This should be taken as priority concern, as prime concern of the total and teaching learning process. The internal school organization is streamlined and the school is as a whole systematically handle ESD. And ESD is appropriately positioned in the teaching plan, the perspective or collaboration with local community, university and businesses incorporated, and the communication and reflection on learning outcomes by students are appropriately carried out. Education for sustainable development. This is comprises of all the knowledge, skills, understanding, value, and action required to create a sustainable world which ensures environmental protection and conservation, promotes social equity, and encourages economic sustainability. Other is that how to integrate this concept in regular classroom teaching. We have to adopt target 4.3 equal access to affordable, technical, vocational and higher education in our school plan. We have to adopt target 4.4, increase the number of people with relevant skills for financial success. And we have to adopt target 4.4, 4.5, eliminate all discrimination in the education. And tips for teaching sustainability. This is also very important for teachers to learn. Be aware of student overload, avoid doom and gloom, focus on quality of life issue also. Peer engagement and support is very much important. Student analysis of data is prime concern so that we can provide equal accessible education to all. This concept ecoreotic, we have to provide ecological concept in our day-to-day classroom teaching as well as in our curriculum and content development also. And precautionary principle, we have to remove diversity and we have to establish a balanced, equal environment in the school. Environment interdisciplinary. We have to connect all the concepts from one concept to another, from biological teaching to humanity. We have to connect the concepts so that we can establish this. Then what will be the pedagogical approach? Critical reflection. We have to do critical reflection like adopting the traditional lecture method. We have to approach a reflective learning genders and we have to adopt some critical thinking, creative thinking in the classroom. We have to adopt systematic thinking analysis. We have to accept the participatory learning in the classroom. We have to develop thinking creativity for future scenario also. And we have to establish collaborative learning environment. And local community support. School can also take support from the local community. How they can do? This strategy is very much important. They can include the establishment of partnership. Through partnership development, we can do this. We done environmental conscious practice. We are celebrating Environmental Day. We are celebrating some other day related to climate change and environment. We have to organize some poster competition, drawing competition, and other things. So we have to plan the how our school will manage this ESD. We have to build a concept of recycling and engaging activity, and we have to develop the ESD in our whole school education system. and sustainability can be integrated. How? To help build ecological awareness for students, staff, teacher, and management. Use the campus as a laboratory. Set up an eco-lab program also. Take advantage of independent study. Require give credit for internship. Go on field trip. Attend a conference. And what are the key characters? The same knowledge, skill, value. So here I am finishing my presentation. I think you have all enjoyed, and I would like to associate with you all. Thank you so much, Principal, Director, and Founder, sir. All the dignitary present here, and all the team of Oasis International. I am really heartful thankful to you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.
What a great learning session we have. From Germany, Miss Lulu and from Vietnam, Pratik from Vietnam, Dr. Kampanishin from India, and a lot of great educators, teachers, parents, students around the globe has joined on our live session. Thanking you all from the bottom of my heart. And here we are going to welcome our big master, the founder, the chairman, the personality, international affairs advisor, Lisa, principal and correspondent, parenting guru, founder and chairman of Oasis Public School, CBSE. Let's welcome our big master, Dr. J.S. Paranjoti, on this global auspicious platform. Let's give a big round of applause. Give it for our big masters. Welcoming you, our leader.
A beautiful good morning and good evening to everybody from India and overseas. It's a great experience for the students and staff of our school to have the galaxy of speakers from different parts of this world connected, who are very mindful about and who believe in the children becoming the leaders of the world. Unless we are mindful about developing the leadership in the children, we will never be able to have good leadership to lead this world into peaceful coexistence and developmental harmonious and very respectful, mutually respectful coexistence. So I am really privileged to have you all to be addressing our children and speaking to our teachers in the very important aspects that the children should learn, and the teachers should be able to train the children to be the future capable and concerned citizens of this world. I'm really delighted when Mr. Gerard Crockett from USA, I think it was early hours for him. When he started talking, he was not even a little visible to us, but now the light is fully blooming on him and we are able to see very clearly. But the points and the suggestions that he offered are really worth mentioning. The experiences he shared definitely will give clarity to the teachers, community, and the students. The insight he has given, being mindful, attentive, and how staying focused will contribute to the individual self in their individual growth as well as to the society and the country. Wonderful job, Chief J. Crockett. Thank you for joining us from such a far up distance. We are really delighted to have your message to begin this seminar with. And equally from United Kingdom, we had Dr. Desiree Richardson, who has given us the insights about the emotional intelligence and how a person without emotional intelligence could really cripple in the leadership. So one, if has the emotional intelligence, would be able to properly cultivate the leadership skills, and then the goal setting they can make will help them, because any powerful bullet, cannon or arrow will only when released can go and get dropped somewhere if it has no goal or target. So every human being should have a purpose. Every human being should have a target and a goal in life. And if we begin our day, we'll begin our day with a target, with a goal, and with purpose. So this kind of attitude of setting goals day by day, will have an incremental mindset of setting the goals for life and for the society also. So this compounding effect of goal setting every day with a mindset of goal setting will be very useful to children. In every lesson they learn, in every day they attend the school, if they know how to set their goal, that's the reason our school, the teachers practice asking the children to come prepared with what am I going to learn today. So it's not that after they are taught to go with what is this I'm taught today or I have learned today, but we do have a practice that we think that advanced learners are going to be the leaders in the society. So we categorize learning into 5 ways. Advanced learner, who prepares for the lesson before the teacher teaches. Second is the current or present learner. He learns while the teaching is going on. And late learner only keeps all efforts before examination. Never is advanced, nor focuses in the class or is present mentally or physically. And then the forced learner, whenever there is a force, he learns, otherwise not. Okay, forced by parents or teachers or peers or situations. Okay, and the 5th is, there is another great category of learners, that is never learner. He never learns at all. Okay, he thinks learning is not for me. So we develop, in order the children to be good learners tomorrow, they should be advanced learners. So that's what, okay, Dr. Richardson has very befittingly put. We are very thankful, like, see, Tranti Hugh from Vietnam. Okay, I love English teachers because the present world is looking for good English teachers, not only English teachers who can teach language, who can teach grammar, who can teach these kind of things, but it's the values, human values. It is the purpose of life that can be taught through the lessons of English is very important. And while doing so, Ms. Tran has done a wonderful job, like, how in this stressful world, teachers and parents and all the students and all the stakeholders, for that matter, are all under stress of performance, isn't it? So everybody is stressful. but like how to really release your stress, and how a prepared and planned person can prevent stress in life. When you have procrastination, and when your performance is sought after, when you are expected to be a good performer, but when you are not prepared for that, when you don't practice, you are really under stress. So you have very clearly given experientially like how to really come out of your stress and manage stress. See, without stress, people cannot even perform. There should be a healthy stress. Every individual has their stress level, okay, that which allows them to perform well under stress. But when the stress limits are excess and more than what one can tolerate, so that will lead to disaster and failure. So therefore, you have done a good job. We are very thankful for what you have done. And coming to Thwart Gates Salman from, of course, we miss her, but I think like Laura Stancia from Romania, I think very, of course, initially when she wanted to show her slides, there was little difficulty, but somehow we could really overcome. So she spoke very well about how to help the underprivileged students. Yes, that is a social responsibility. Living for ourselves is one category of people, but living for ourselves as well as for others is another category of people in this world. I think now all these wonderful people, they are all the second category. Okay. So living for ourselves as well as for others is something very important responsibility for human beings in the society. Coexistence, living for others, caring for others is in every faith. You take Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, everywhere we can find teachings of the great people asking us not only to be concerned about ourselves and our families, but also give to the society. In Hindi, we have a kahavat, Manav ka sev hi, Madhav ka sev hai. Okay, so a person like who can take care of others will be the one who can really care for everyone. So a person who takes care of others is the one who can take care of the God. So this is what generally we are given to understand. And I'm thankful that each one of you have done a really commendable job by enlightening, bringing the wonderful concepts from your real life experiences. And I'm very thankful to teacher Hati Hyun too, okay, from Vietnam. Sorry if I could not pronounce your names properly, okay, but an English teacher has given the, brought out the importance of the proficiency in English, how teachers and students, when they have the language proficiency of English, can have better opportunities, respect, as well as, influence also on the society. Like proficiency in English is what makes you not just local or national, but makes you global. Okay, a global recognition, a global respect, and a global contribution also can be made. So I'm very delighted, very much delighted about the tips that are given, okay, about developing language proficiency and so on. For all these wonderful speakers today, we are really very thankful. And Oksana Stefani, and coming last but not least, Kalpana Dikshit ji, you have really contributed the wonderful concepts, okay, from how education can be made a vehicle of growth and development. How sustainable development in education can transform the world, and how if families can be transformed, the society can be transformed. If society is transformed, the nations can be transformed, and the world at large can really be transformed. And especially about the three areas, the knowledge, the skills, and the values. Yes, these are all one is locked up into the other. So unless you have the knowledge, you cannot develop the skills. Okay, knowledge and skills without values are rather, they are neither useful, but they rather will become harmful to the society. So people should have the values. If you don't have values, okay, you are going to be, your knowledge and skills will only be useful in making atom bombs and nuclear bombs. Okay, so when you have the value for human life, human existence, teaching profession, for child, for people who are left out from the social spectrum, okay, when we have the values of international understanding, religious tolerance, these are all the values that make us live in this world together and make us really beautiful individuals. So Monira has brought all of us together, and Monira has done a great job, and like she has put all of us really in proper place to contribute to make this conclave a very meaningful, memorable, as well as it has brought in a lot of thought-provoking questions also. This is only a beginning, I wish. We are going to interact more and more, contribute more and more, share and mutually learn more and more to make this world a beautiful, lovable, and livable place for the coming generations, and sustain development, growth, human values, and especially international understanding and coexistence. Thank you very much. And from my end, I wish this kind of conclaves, this kind of international leadership skill development programs will do a lot of good and will bring people from several corners of the world together, and let us all, not only virtually, but in days to come, let students of Oasis fly and meet, okay, Tranti Hugh in Vietnam, and Dr. Roberts Richardson in UK, and like Mr. Crockett in US. And this is how we all should keep meeting and make this world a place that where people are connected, for committedly making it a lovable and livable place. Thank you very much from my end. Thank you each one of you for being with us. On behalf of my student staff, everybody, I bow my head and thank you all for your great time and wonderful insights and thought-provoking points that you have raised today. Thank you very much. Now over to the moderator, Monira.
Thank you so much, my leaders, the honorable, great living legend of India. I should say, honorable, great living legend of the globe, Dr. J.S. Paramjyoti, our big master, our leader. Now I am very proud of you because the whole globe has heard at a time. From India, we have connected. Still, Mr. J. Crockett from America is connected. Still, there's Jerry Richardson from UK is connected. Oksana Stefan, my sister from Germany, she is connected. Oksana Stefan, how was my leader, my big master? Can you say please a few lines for him?
So, my dear friends, hello. I'm really sorry, maybe I'm not in time, but I'm so happy to greet you, to say hello, you from Germany, direct from my studio here green tree. It's not in vain that I'm sitting in front of you, and in the background you see some pictures with the word hope, which is very important in our life, and with some paintings. It's paintings from wonderful, very talented boy from India who belongs to really to underprivileged class. He has no parents. He was raised from his grandmother, and I would like with a small example to show you that our connection, our global connection, virtual connection, now you can see this through the art. Now it's in my gallery. He is painting. How it could be that one boy between Germany and India, it's a Bihar, the place he is living, 1,000 kilometers, and how it could be that he became slowly famous. How to help people. I would like to not to take a lot of time of you. I just want to tell you that all we are dreaming, all we have, we just have to motivate someone. You can tell that you are trying to heal the world. We are trying to think globally. It's really true. But if you do small directly step and to help one, it create such a point of view that this one could help too, could create another wave. And so our world became global. Do you see me? Hello? And yes. I would like to tell you some points. During lockdown, what happened to our children? What I see now, they became very sensible. They cannot understand, they lost their social contacts. But during that time, I started to teach children online globally. My first pupils were pupils from India. I was and still a member of organization International Art Acts were really acted in this time. And the same, I help people with Monira. He introduced me some interesting people. I taught children from Africa, from Ghana. It's so unbelievable, splendid opportunity now through internet, through such a meeting like we're having, to exchange our experience and to show that you really can, like this talented boy who had nothing, just his mobile phone, and he teach digital painting, and his digital painting now it's exhibit in my exhibition, and he takes part, having nothing in his life, he takes with his paintings part to help women with the breast cancer. It's something unbelievable what I would like to show you. And how to make everyone to believe you are really talented. It's what I'm using. I'm as a painter. I really opened this studio in a lockdown, in a very critical situation, just with a point of view, with my wish to help people, to let them believe, especially young people, that you are talented. You can really paint without knowledge, without background knowledge. You can just paint. And how? I will show you. It's normally, you are seeing, it's a very old technique in caustic, which was more than 2,000 years in Egypt. And you can paint now with a new technology by using just iron. And you are painting with a wax, with a wax, and you can just tell me what color you prefer. For example, I will show you how I did with the pupils. They told me what color they prefer, and I just put this color on my iron, and so they tell me what they feel in this moment, what color of the mood. And then if you, I will try to show you. And then if you put the iron, and then you can just do this. It's a small things, and you can paint, for example, what we will paint. I will paint for our women, for our, sorry, I have women too, for who are very brave, who helps us, and for Mania, who organize us, who get us together to share all this experience. And so easy, you can paint, and just to express your feelings, just to express what you feel. Normally, they even don't know what there will be at the end. It's maybe good or not, but it's show just with the color, through the color, what they feel. And then I will show you. So what it could be, you ask me what it could be. It could be a flower, and so it's easy to paint it, and everybody can do it. That's why now my studio is always open, especially for the children and refugees. Now we have a lot of refugees from Ukraine, and they come to you and they paint with me, and they exhibit their work by using color of their land, beauty of their nature. So and have a look. Now you can see a flower or butterfly if you put this way, or to put in a bag. It's for you. So you are talented. Just come, just try, and you will be successful. Just believe in yourself. And it's a kind of therapy which shows that everybody is able to do it. And it improves your self-consciousness and your character. And it helps you to find yourself in this world and believe in yourself. Thank you a lot.
For joining us and giving a wonderful great gift from Germany. Also, thanks a lot. And we have a great session. We are so thankful to our big master and for giving this opportunity to our Manikarji master and all the teachers and all the parents who have joined, all the students who have joined online. We had this great session and we will connect you, inshallah, very soon. Oscar Stephen may also teach our students art online like this in many days, in coming days, of course. And Vietnam English teachers may be connected for sharing their great knowledge. And Dr. Kalpana may also share our valuable lesson. And Miss Lulu and still I can see Chief J. Crockett from America, my honorable district Richardson from UK, all the great leaders. I am really humbled, honored, and grateful for receiving this invitation, for making such a prosperous and beautiful day. We have such a brilliant learning session all together. Thank you so much. With this speech and statement, I am seeking your permission for leaving this moment for concluding things. we will connect you shortly, very shortly. Monira Sultana, signing off from India Oasis Public School. Hats off. Thank you, India. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Monira. Thank you so much for very good coordination. You have done really a great job, really, really. And thank you all the team, all the great speakers present here. I am really very much happy to meet you all and interact with you all. Thank you so much.